Welcome to the Vinny Rock Podcast.
I took the blows and did it my way.
It's time. The Vinny Rock Podcast. What up, what up, what up is the Vinny Rock Podcast. Before I get to this podcast, I think you guys don't like this. This is actually a podcast of a podcast that I did. I think you guys would like it because I got real honest with something that I've been struggling with that I don't really open up to people about. So, this podcast with connecting vets, and I'll put links in there so you guys can go find more of the podcasts that this gentleman does. Rod does an amazing job. Before we get to my podcast of some of the things that's going on in my life, I want to hit up some of my sponsors. I just got some new Beyond Clothing pants. I'm going to be doing some videos of me shooting here soon, working with a company and creating some really cool stuff. But I told Beyond, I said, it's time. I need to go buy these pants. I got my tiger stripes on. Got a little discount because I used Rocco promo code. But you guys go check them out, beyondclothing.com. They're fucking awesome. You guys are going to see some stuff I posted the other day. Check it out. Don't forget, Core Medical Group is testosterone replacement therapy. Oh, did I tell you? It's telemedicine as well. That means that if you guys want to get on this program right now, you don't have to leave your fucking house. All you got to do is call. They'll set you up with a doctor. They'll evaluate your symptoms. They'll identify what you need in your life, and they'll ship it directly to your door. Trust me, they are high quality and they are the best customer service in the fucking market. You know how many guys I've gotten turned into them because they're the best. I promise you. Oh yeah, people you know are using them as well. Hit them up, Core Medical Group. Willie Pete's chocolate, check them out. I'm thinking about doing my own chocolate with Willie Pete's chocolate. I don't know, the Rocco chocolate. What do you guys think? If you guys want something like that, we can make that happen. I just really enjoy Willie Pete's chocolates. Hit them up. They're good. They're homegrown. It's the man. It's a veteran-owned company. You got GMR Gold, subscription-based. Use that Rocco promo code. Get yourself some 10% off. Or if it doesn't work, last time we were having some problems with it, all you got to do is message them, say, hey, how did you hear about it? You heard about it from me, from the Rocco, for the Vinny Rock Podcast. Rocco told you where to go. You can guys get yourself some precious metals. Obviously, you guys know, me and my family enjoy it. It's a good time. Hit them up. Check them out. Perseverance Survival. PerseveranceSurvival.com is where you get your original Whoopee hoodie and Tiger Stripe Ranger panties. Find them now. Get them while they're hot. The summer is coming around quicker than you think. Ranger panties are where it's at. They got the silkies, every pattern you can think of. Modern Gun School. You guys want to get your education on? You want to learn modern gun schooling? This is where you go. If you want to use your GI Bill at some point, you want to use your Voc Rehab opportunity to learn how to be a gunsmith from the fucking comfort of your home. Distance learning right now here at Modern Gun School. Check them out. If you guys are interested, you can hit me up or you can hit them up. It's really easy to do. You hit up mgs.edu.com. or mgs.edu, and that's it, www.mgs.edu. Hit them up. You can check them out on Instagram. It's Modern Gun School. Fucking A. That's great. Also, don't forget my other sponsors, my own companies, my own brands. You got Hero Sports Nonprofit, which is veterans in sports. If you guys are interested in getting a part of that, hit me up or hit up Mike at Hero Sports. Warfighter Tobacco, we'll ship them directly to your house, besides Utah. Everywhere else, Lead Slingers Whiskey, we got our brewing coming out here soon. We're getting some designs done for the cans. All that stuff coming to you live. Don't forget VinnyRockShop.com. It's VinnyRock.com, but the shop is live. We got shirts for the veteran brand. It's growing. It's doing amazing things. You can join our community as well if you're interested. I want you guys to hear this podcast. I got a little emotional because there's some stuff that, I deal with. It's probably the first time I've ever talked about some stuff like this. And so without further ado, check out the podcast, and then I'll probably be doing a follow-up podcast to dig deeper into some of the stuff that I go through. All right. Love you. I'm out.
Every veteran left their respective service with a story. Some are war stories, some are stories of finding peace. There are stories of love, hate, and loss. This season, we're talking about stories that changed our lives, changed who we were and who we are. These are real stories from real vets. This isn't fluff, because our lives aren't fluff. They're real. They're stories about us and what we've been through. You'll hear stories about surviving our past, making decisions that affect our entire future, and along the way, you'll hear stories from off the beaten path that may surprise you. You might notice that I don't show up very often during these stories, and that's because I want you to hear their story in their words, not mine. Welcome to Vet Story. I'm Rod Rodriguez. Vincent Rocco Vargas looks like a tough guy. He even plays one on the television show Mayans MC. He's a former Army Ranger, a drill sergeant, Border Patrol officer, and now he's an actor, writer, and podcaster. Many veterans know him as part of the iconic Article 15 crew. But over the last couple of years, Vincent has found some things more defining, more personal. In his own words, he's grown up a lot. And part of that growing is coming to terms with the man he was and the man he wants to become. This is Vincent Vargas, and this is his vet story.
Yep, stand by. Let me just make sure the Yeti's good. Boom, good. Everything's good. Yeah. My name is Vincent Vargas. Originally was an 11 Bravo Army Ranger for the first 4 years of my career. And then I transitioned into the reserves and became a drill sergeant. Did that for many years. And then I did a small stint as a PSYOP, 37 Fox, reclassed, and then got promoted right back into a drill sergeant unit. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm in a weird position in the military where I can either medically retire or I can continue my career. I just made the 8 list, but I don't think I'm going to be moving forward. And if I do, I might be just transitioning into the National Guard if they can approve my tattoo waivers. So I'm kind of in balance right now, what I want to do with the rest of my career, whether I want ready to walk away or continue to do it. But that's something I'm currently in the position of trying to figure that one out and see what's the pros and cons of staying in and getting out. But that's me and where I'm at. And then what I do for a living, I would guess I could say that I'm an actor, I became a single dad in 2012. And before then, I didn't, I can tell you right now, and I didn't know my kids from anything. I knew their names. I couldn't tell you how much they weighed when they were born. I still can't. I could barely remember their birthdays at that time. I was so dedicated to work. I was so dedicated to just bringing home more money that I lost all connection with my kids. And that has haunted me forever. It's still to this day. Like just recently I had a newborn and my daughter goes, "Dad, how many days was I in the hospital?" And I was like, dude, I have no idea. And that kills me, because this is going to be a conversation for the rest of their lives. They're like, "Dad, remember this?" I'm like, "No." "Dad, did you teach me how to ride a bike?" "No." "What was my first words?" "I have no idea." You know what I mean? And that's on and on and on. My first 4 kids, nothing. It's a blank slate for me. And I don't know why. It's just gone. There's nothing there for it. And I remember the long drive from Arizona to Texas. And, for some reason I knew that they have just been handed off to me for circumstances that were just whatever they were, right? I'm not here to talk bad or good or anything, but we'd go on this long drive, and I realized that one day they're going to ask questions about this drive, and they're going to ask questions of who, what, when, where, why. And I had to be the best version of myself for them, And so with that, right away, I felt bad for them. I felt bad for the situation. And I had to be me. I'm all they have right now. For this moment until however long this lasts, it's just me.
oh crap, I got to be mom and dad. I got to be mom and dad to girls and boys, preteen girls and little boys who still can't potty train right. You know what I mean? And I barely changed the diaper when they were little. So I'm like, here we go. And so on the drive, I remember playing some just fun music, and I'm acting goofy me, but a version they've never seen. They've never seen dad be the fun guy. They've seen dad be stern, in and out, paying the bills and going back to work. And my daughter goes, man, dad, and she was probably 6 or 7 at the time, and goes, Dad, you're really funny. And that was like, I almost started crying, because I was like, oh my God. Like all these years of telling people, yeah, those are my kids, and saying, yeah, I'm a dad, and all this bull crap I was feeding people, posting pictures of these kids I barely even took the time to get to know, it hit me, and like, I suck, I'm a dad, but like, am I relevant? Like, do they care? Like, and what are their memories of me? Because I guarantee it's not fucking teaching them how to ride a bike, tying a shoe, knowing their first words, getting them a giggle, tickling, lifting them up, throwing them in the air, catching them, like nothing. They don't have those memories of me, and I can guarantee it. And that's sad as all hell. I've been chasing that guilt ever since. Like chasing it, like spending time, like I might be over the top now, because I swear to you, I'm like all involved. I'm asking questions. I tell my daughter, like, tell me about your boyfriend. I don't have one. Are you sure? Because it's all good. You know what I mean? I'm doing everything I can now and I've been doing this since 2012. I've been fully engulfed, fully engaged, and still making those strides back into work. Right? And still, it scares me every time I go to Mayans, because I'm like, oh my God, am I doing it again? You know what I mean? And it scares me. So I fly home every weekend, bro, on my own dime. And I don't like, when I say my own dime, like, bro, I don't make enough money as it is as a Mayan, because I'm a new actor. But I still budget every weekend. I'm flying home to see the kids. That's how profound that feeling of guilt is inside of me. I don't know. I think I've planted a lot of seeds, and I'm hoping some of these seeds, start to come pay back dividends in the end. I got Lead Slingers whiskey, and I got Warfighter tobacco, and I got a barber shop, and these are just seeds that are hopefully one day one of them is a retirement plan. Currently, right now, I don't have one. You know what I mean? I'm just going to continue to push my writing as far as it'll go, whether it be in music, whether it be in poems, whether it be in books, whether it be in scripts. Doesn't matter. Wherever that writing goes, it goes, whether it be in public speaking, I'm going to continue just to try and leave a good message out there. And, the truth is, things fall right on my lap when you don't expect it. You know what I mean? There's going to be a call for speaking engagement. There's going to be a call for a new character that someone wants me to play. There's going to be the call for another person wanting me to help them in a business that might be successful. I'm not worried about that. I've made enough relationships in life that I'm fine. It's whatever I do focus on, it has to make sense. Financially, it has to make sense. Is it going to be good for the family? It has to make sense. I get calls every day about something, like nothing excites me anymore. You know what I mean? Like, if it's gonna be in the space of helping others, I'm interested. But at the same time, if it takes too much of my time, I'm not interested. And I've turned down a lot of stuff because, look, man, I didn't go work in LA for the last 6 months because I'm home with my kids. Every other actor's in LA working from one job to the next. Right now, I feel like I'm living the dream. I fly in to do Mayans. I go home and get a regular job. I'm home every night for dinner. I coach my kids in wrestling. I play catch with them at night. That's a win-win-win right there. And it's just not normal, but that's just the way I'm going to live it. I think Vincent and Rocco are now synonymous. I don't think there's a Rocco character that people are anticipating. I think Rocco and Vince are the same people nowadays. I think it's finally blended to the point where you call me Vince, you call me Rocco, you expect the same guy. I think back in the day, they expected Rocco to drink freaking whiskey and party with them and all that stuff. I think now everyone knows Rocco and Vince are the same exact person. So there's I don't feel any kind of pressure to put on a show for anyone, because I've always told people, like, I'm not a monkey. don't tell me when to dance. That's not how this works. I'm a grown ass man, and like you know what to expect from me. I stay home at night because I enjoy being home, watching movies with the family and chilling out. I don't go out and drink. I've been sober for a year. So it's like me, this is me, dude. There's no ever been a social pressure to be someone I'm not. You know, early on, I think social media kind of pushes you to do that, pushes you to chase likes and followers and all that. I don't give a crap, dude. I post whatever the hell I want when I want. I like to post. I really enjoy posting and seeing people's reactions to like, oh, here's my daughter was a state champ. And it's really beautiful to watch people say, man, what an inspiration. Oh, that's so awesome. Good job, Dad. Like, thank you. I'm proud of my freaking kids. I'm proud of being on the cover of Skill Set magazine. What an honor that was for me. And it's not boastful. It's just like, wow, man, that's really cool that they can recognize that I'm working hard. Right? And that's all it is. People are recognizing hard work. And at the same time, other veterans are realizing like, oh man, I can do that too. Right. So there's no pressure on that end to be something. The pressure for me is continuing to try and do great things and continue to push myself in areas I've never expected to push myself, because that pressure is, if I'm up here talking to veterans, tell them to be motivated, tell them to go do things, tell them to step out of their comfort zones, telling them to stop freaking, identifying as just a veteran and be more, well then shit, I need to be going doing the same thing. I still struggle with things, right? Like I go to a PTSD clinic, and just recently been telling people this because I'm like, whatever, I'm not going to hide who I am. And I have this weird, the psych dude's calling it a flashback when I it's hard for me to, it's a hard pill to swallow, right? I'm like, and I'm hung up on something obviously, but like calling it a flashback, that's movie shit, right? In my head. But I have an issue with burns. I did work on a family of burns in Afghanistan, and it was in the cash. Like on the days off of being an Army Ranger infantry dude, I volunteered my time in the casualty collection points, and I provided medical help. I had a background in EMT, and so I did everything I could. And here comes a family of 7, and they're burned miserably bad. We start the process of giving them ketamine to take away the pain, and then we start scrubbing all the skin off their bodies that's damaged, and then add Silverdene to it, and then wrap it up, and hopefully they come back the next day. And for about 2 weeks straight, man, we're just losing one after the other. And I'm building rapport with these kids. They're smiling at me. They know my face, and to know like one after the other is dying. I would leave there every day smelling like burnt flesh, and it's stuck in your nose, and you remember that, and the smiles of their faces, and having kids the similar age. It was heavy for me for a 25, 26-year-old kid, never expecting that. It was heavy, and I didn't know it would weigh so much on me. And it does, man, and it does still to this day. And so just recently, my son, we have the newborn, and my son that's in the house right now, he's 10, he wanted to help. And he said he'd go heat up the bottle. And in my head, I'm like, there should be no issues with heating up the bottle, right? I'm super cautious about everything. I'm like, all right, he can get this. He can figure this out. Okay, I'm gonna let him do it. So I'm in the room brushing my teeth, getting ready for work, and they're getting ready for school. And I hear him scream, and the scream made my stomach drop, and like I instantly knew what happened. I knew he burned himself, and in my head I'm seeing these kids already, and I'm screaming at the top of my lungs, what the fuck happened? Right? And I was gone, bro. I wasn't there. I was screaming over him, not even at him, like in this really weird manner, not even checking on him, not even nothing, like completely gone. And my wife takes over and does her part as of what a mom should do and what a dad probably should have done. And she right away pulled me to the side. She goes, sit down. And I was like, what's wrong? She goes, you weren't here. And it ate me alive, dude. And it's eating me alive now, thinking of it, because my son went to school. My son went to school without me even checking on him. You know what I mean? And I imagine this dude is just like, what the fuck's wrong with Dad? Like, does Dad even give a fuck? You know what I mean? And that sucks. That sucks for a kid to have a dad who loses himself on certain moments. And that shit fucking bothers me. It bothers me because I don't want them to have this residual effects of dad, the better parts of me, I tell people, like, sometimes I feel like the better parts of me are left in war, man, because I didn't want this side of me coming home, and it makes me emotional because, like, it sucks, dude. It's not the version of dad I want them to see, but I also know I am completely out of control with that. Like, there's nothing I could have done to stop that. So I've recognized that I needed help. And so I started seeing counseling again to be like, hey, dude, fix this, right? And so I came home 2 days later and we had to do these family dinners. I bought this giant table and we all sit there and have family dinners, which is a beautiful thing. I hope we never stop doing, man. I actually took the moment to say, hey, I'm not sure how many of you at this table need to know this or need to hear this, but I struggle with post-traumatic stress. And it's not, my older ones are like, right? And I'm like, it's not like what you would see in TV shows. In the movie, a few of them were in the room at the time when I'm just like losing it. And my oldest one goes, oh, I know, Dad. I know that's why you get like that sometimes. I know when you're gone. I get it. And that was nice to hear, And then I have my 14-year-old who goes, I had no idea. And that fucked me up, dude. Because again, I'm like, we don't know what we do as parents. We're just trying like all hell to be the best influence for them. And they see everything, they feel everything, and whatever they choose to take with them in the future is theirs, and that's just whatever they end up taking. And I'm blessed to be able to have had that conversation with them now. So hopefully there's a little bit of a justification for why I might lose myself at moments. And hopefully it's a little bit of comfort for them to be like, it's okay, because that's something that dad deals with, right? And not that I'm just this complete jerk and don't care about the means of their bodies and the health and everything else. And so that's been a challenge, man. That's been a challenge that more recently has been affecting me. And I think because I've ignored it for so long, it rears its ugly head at the worst moments. I just trying to, I guess in everyone else's eyes, I'm an actor because of what I do on TV. But for me, I guess I personally am not completely happy with what I've done in acting to even consider myself an actor. I have lines here and there. I'm on a major TV show, but I don't feel like I've been given the opportunity to show my actual range as an actor. And I can't tell you there's one scene where I can say I'm super proud of, and I think people can, I guess it's more like I've never been the one to care what other people think about me, but at the same time, I'm in an interesting position where there's a lot of, maybe it's me putting the pressure on myself, but there's a lot of pressure in being one of the only veterans in acting currently. And I can tell you that like I said, I haven't been proud of any of the scenes where I can say, yeah, that took a lot of work and effort, and that's some serious acting, where someone can come in and watch it and be like, whoa, that dude is an actor. And I think I'm still waiting on that opportunity to present itself for me to really sit down and say, yeah, I'm an actor. Because right now I feel, and with all respect to acting, I still need to earn that opportunity. I can't sit here and expect them to just give it to me. I'm new. I'm a private in a world surrounded by NCOs and acting, and I'm still trying to earn my stripes. And so I'm not by any means saying I deserve it. I'm saying when I do deserve it, I'm excited to put all the emotions on the line and do my acting. And I think at that point, I think I'd be more comfortable calling myself an actor. I think part of me would love to retire as a sergeant major, and what I've originally was my goal, and not completing that goal, what I've set out for myself, is a little frustrating. I just feel like I sold myself short. So it's dealing with, I know I'm going to think about that a lot, as well as I know I don't have the time to be the soldier I know I can be. I'm not presenting myself in a manner like I did when I first got in. I mean, gung-ho, 100% volunteer for everything. I'm now the guy that shies away from deployments, right? I'm the guy that shies away from the long stints of being gone from home. And so it feels ugly sometimes to be that kind of a person who chooses family first, even though it's the right choice. I feel bad, and I'm a person who I feel everything, dude. And I'm not sure if that's from just the life experiences I've had, but I feel bad. I feel bad when I am not pulling my weight per se. I feel bad if I'm not displaying the best version of myself. I mean, I feel bad as a dad being gone working, even though it helps the family. I feel bad, and I feel bad calling myself an actor when I feel like I haven't been able to really portray myself as an actor because I feel like the community kind of is watching, and so I feel bad, you know what I mean? So I do put a lot of pressure on myself, and I think, and that's okay. Part of it is what drives me, to try and be better. But sometimes putting that pressure on myself makes life a little bit more challenging and stressful. I don't, throughout all the years, and this is part of the story of my story and everything. And, part of being involved with Article 15 stuff has really opened my eyes to what really matters, right? Being an influence in veterans' eyes in the veteran community is now my position in life. And it's been cool because for years, I didn't want to change. I'm Rocco. I'm the guy that hangs out with the Article 15 crew. I'm the guy that, I'm part of the guys. And you start reflecting back on life. And I look at my mom and I look at my dad and I look at my grandparents and I look at everyone in my life and I look at my life up to this point. It's everyone at some point, it's kind of that fork in the road. We have our choices, and whatever direction you choose, it's a risk. And so I think the way I've got to where I'm at now is being willing to risk. And so I say that because the guy who walked away from a 7-year career as a federal agent with a retirement in the highest position of my life, I walked away for an opportunity to help more veterans in some way. I wasn't sure, but that's kind of what sparked from the whole Article 15 days. And so I risked it. I risked everything. I lost somewhere around, close to $10,000 a month, right? A huge income cut because I grew in a direction that was probably different from everyone else, but it was the direction that was good for me. I'm a man of faith, and I feel like there's always room to earn more points to the man up above and say, I'm trying to do right because I wasn't always walking that path, and so it just nothing fills me with more joy than knowing I can help someone with even if it's just time, taking a phone call, answering an email, sending a text, and that has turned into okay, talk about those top 5. Let's talk about the top 5 military influencers. How many of those guys are out there helping? I don't know. I don't pay attention to that. I'm not competing with any of them, but I know I am because I think we need that. I think there needs to be more leaders in our community and leading by example, by leading from the front and not leading by marketing tactics and alcoholic slumber parties or whatever the hell, right? Our youth and not just our kids, but our soldiers, our airmen, every military branch are impressionable, right? There are a lot of young kids looking for people to look up to. And, everybody has their way of doing it. And this is mine. Mine is being the dad, being transparent and open about my life and the mistakes I've made and how I fixed them and how I continue to make them. You know what I mean? And just being honest. My message is just evolved throughout the years to more and more and the deeper thought process. And I tell people look, man, if all they ever say is I'm a veteran, I feel like imagine that being a 20-pound weight, and I'm an infantry guy, 20-pound weight. I'm a ranger at 20-pound weight. I'm a drill sergeant, 20-pound weight. It's a lot of weight I'm carrying just to try to identify as one type of person. Truth is, you peel all those weights off. It's a lot easier to live your life without the ideologies of you need to be this type of person. So I've taken off all the weight. I've dumped it all off. I'm everything and nothing at once, dude. You know what I mean? I say I'm a veteran, but I'm also not. I'm a dude. I'm a man. I'm a father. I'm a husband. And those don't carry a lot of weight. Genuinely, you can do whatever the hell you want in your life. Genuinely. Like, you know, a lot of veterans are going to listen to this. A lot of veterans. And a lot of veterans are in different stages of their transition. Some are early on. Some are wearing the veteran hat. Some are not wearing the veteran hat. Some hate the veteran world. Some don't hate the veteran world. Like, everyone's in their different, like, it's like everyone's in their different stages of grieving a military career. You know what I mean? And you know, all the stages of grieving, like, everyone's in their different stages of it. You know, some take 20 years, some only take 2. But in the end, when they're past it all, they can accept, like, that side's done. It's time to do more. They can look around and say, like, you know what? There is nothing out there that I can't do. Without all the things that I've learned, not just in the military, but before and now and after, there's nothing out there I can't put my mind towards and accomplish. Like, absolutely nothing. And I can prove that by look at this dyslexic dumbass, Vincent Vargas. Look what he's doing. You know what I mean? Like, genuinely, they can say, look at this guy. If this knucklehead, this dude can do it, anyone can do it. Like, straight up, dude. Hard work, dedication. You're gonna lose a lot. You're gonna fail a ton, but that don't matter, man. If you want something bad enough, I believe there's a tipping point for everyone. You work hard enough in that area, something's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen. You know what I mean? And you got to be real with yourself as well. You know, I don't become an actor because I'm a veteran. They didn't say, "Hey, veteran, we're gonna give you a chance." No, that's not how it happened. I did studying. I practiced. I trained. I showed up ready to rock, and I fucking got the part. You know what I mean? And it's like, every one of you guys out there who's listening can accomplish anything. Like, swear to you. You want to be a doctor? Do it. You know, you want to be a lawyer? Do it. You want to be an actor? Do it. But you got to do the work. You got to do the work, man. Go check out my Instagram, Vincent Rocco Vargas. It's vincent.rocco.vargas. You can go to my Facebook, saying Vincent Rocco Vargas. You can even Google Vincent Rocco Vargas, and you'll find all my social media platforms. Easy to get a hold of. If you message me, I answer. It's just, there's no doubt about that. Everybody who messages me, they get a reply. They get that kind of time. I got a podcast called the Vinny Rock Podcast, VINNYROC. That's on every podcast platform you can think of. And you know, I sell my books online and all that. You can find it all on my stuff. So just hit them up. And you know, you guys are struggling with transition. I wrote a book. I'm not a very smart man, so it's an easy read. It's called Light the Fuse. You can get it on my website as well, man. So these are things that I've put out there for the world. Hopefully can help guide people and learn from my own mistakes.
Balance is hard. Vincent is reminded of the challenge of balancing work life and home life with every plane ticket he buys so that he can tuck his kids into bed every night. That's tough for anyone to do. But when you prioritize change in your life and you're serious about it, well, it's like Rocco said. Genuinely, you can do whatever the hell you want in your life, but you got to do the work. Vet Story is a Connecting Vets production. This episode was produced and recorded by me, Rod Rodriguez, executive produced by Alice Massimi. Go to Connecting Vets today to find the late-breaking news that matters to veterans, that matters to you. You'll also find our other podcast, The Back Brief, where every Friday we recap the veteran news you might have missed, and we do it in about 10 minutes. Go to connectingvets.com and get connected today. Do you have a vet story you want to share? Email me at rod@connectingvets.com or send me a message on Twitter at VetStoryPodcast. All of the links will be in the show notes. I'm Rod Rodriguez. This was Vet Story.
I took the blow.